just off the 405 freeway in downtown Los Angeles. I'm at Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, between the Laker girls, the purple and gold, all the banners, all the celebs, you better stay focused.
Ed, are you reading my mind right now? There's a reason why I'm late to the game. Those Hollywood parties, nothing better. But let's get it on the court.
No distractions here tonight. Let's do this thing. The Los Angeles Clippers control the tap. To George. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
LeBron into the front court. They trail by 2. Westbrook. Jay, upon scanning this Clippers roster, there are a lot of guards for Doc Rivers to work with.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons with the style they play defensively.
Jackson to Ibaka. Dwight Howard tips it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Clippers have the basketball. Nice finish at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Westbrook into the front court. Down 2. Nothing going here on that drive. Westbrook. There's the toss. Lays it in off the alley-oop pass.
Feels just like yesterday. That Dwight spent one very contentious season with the Lakers back in the 12-13 season. He was thought to be the missing piece that would put them over the top. But they fell to Dallas in 4 in the first round of the playoffs, and then he was sent packing to Houston that offseason.
Reggie Jackson picked up by Westbrook. Add 2 more points. The defense had him, but the good shooters find a way.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To James. Marcus Morris. Huge block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
George to Ibaka. Runner's good there.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Lakers at the controls right now. To Davis. Monk, tough matchup against George. Lays it up and in.
Not a Ferrari, definitely not a Lambo, but hey, get you from point A to point B.
Jackson with it. Leads up bucket. To Paul George. Trying to cash in. Reggie Jackson, not that time.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Has a look. Wide open look, won't go.
And as a shooter, this is when you start to second guess your shot. You've had 3 wide open shots that you just can't put through the net, but still, keep hunting your shot.
To Davis. Down low for Aldridge. Oh, Russell Westbrook. Missed his first. That one goes. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First it's your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
Ibaka to Marcus Morris. Ibaka. His first effort off the mark. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
Pick up that sense of urgency. Here's a chance to break the tie.
Had a chance, but it's no good. Westbrook into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in L.A.?
LeBron James wins 1 championship in L.A. That means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James.
George up against the 8-time All-Star. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George, 2 for 2. That's what you want. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
LBJ. And he's going to the line to shoot.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
LeBron James has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 73%. Misses the first. Missed the second. 0 for 2. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
L.A. Clippers with the basketball. Anthony Davis against George. The pass taken away by the Lakers. LeBron James, 2 for 3 now here in the first.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Jackson to Marcus Morris. Has a chance. Morris with a shot, no good. LeBron into the front court. 14-10 the score. To Westbrook. Nothing going here on that drive. Shot won't go. To George. Here comes the screen. Paul George, 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Short jumper misses. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
James to Westbrook. Nothing going here on that drive. Russell Westbrook steps into it. And George able to gobble up the rebound. It's L.A. Clippers ball. Paul George. Can slam it down.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. Monk against Paul George. Westbrook. Oh, Russell Westbrook Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate or not hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Bledsoe to Paul George. Paul George. That's now 5 in a row without a single miss.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
To James. Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for 2.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
No good. No daylight. Great defense.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
Off the mark. Well contested.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Westbrook to James. Nothing going here on that drive. Screen coming. Not loose. Clippers have got it. To Bledsoe. Jumper's good.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
James to Anthony. Jay, last year the Lakers 35 and 47. What impact, obviously, will LeBron James have on this Lakers team and their record?
There's no doubt that I think the Lakers will get over 35 wins. Will they get over 50, though, is the major question. I don't see that happening, considering last year only 2 teams in the West, Golden State and Houston, had over 50 wins. Oh, he sent that one to the 3rd row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. James to Westbrook. Driving right to the basket. LeBron James. He's now 5 for 6.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. George to Ibaka. Trying to cash in. Ibaka, shot no good. Has a look. Not going down for him this time.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
Westbrook with it. Less than a minute to go in a tightly played first quarter. Out of bounds. Last touch by Russell Westbrook. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. George matched up with Carmelo Anthony. Count the bucket for 2.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Into the front court comes Rondo. They can go 2 for 1 if they hurry. Anthony. To Jordan. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Slam dunk. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Deep three at the buzzer. The first quarter's complete. This game is all tied up. A good start to this one. All tied up as we start the second. Los Angeles, they have it. To Jordan. Probing the defense. To Anthony. Down to 5 on the 24. Anthony. Deep 2 there, won't go.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Paul George, deep left corner to George. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Paul George trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. Missed the foul shot. Rondo into the front court. Down just a couple. Short jumper won't fall. Great hustle. That's what you like to see. Kennard to Paul George. Bledsoe to George. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. George lets it fly. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Almost unlucky bounce. To Anthony. Cleans it up. And the Clippers able to clear the board. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Bazemore matched up with Paul George. Here comes his screen. Curling inside. Knocks it down from mid-range. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
Doesn't have the touch. No good. Eric Bledsoe. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Add 2 points to the board.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes two of us.
Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
When it's a tight game, those missed opportunities on the road make it tough.
Clippers have the basketball. It goes down.
I 100% guarantee you that was not the play call, but a bucket is a bucket.
Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Can't connect from in close.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
To Jordan. To Howard. 5 seconds to shoot. Rondo. And the Clippers have the rebound. PG lets it fly. And buries it. Jay, they'll take that any day.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Here's Rondo with it. Down 6. To Jordan. And the rebound taken in by Giles. Bledsoe with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. George matched up with Howard. And he hits.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Rondo with the basketball. Margins 8. To Howard. To Jordan. Down low. Shot from in close. No good. Bledsoe with it up top. He'll run the offense. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Paul George at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's struggled so far. The free throw, good. And they add one more to the lead. It's up to 11. Now the Lakers going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Westbrook to James. 4-3. Well defended.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Jackson to Paul George. To Reggie Jackson. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
James into the front court. His guys trail by 13. To Howard. Superman, Dwight Howard. 3 for 3 in this first half.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Jackson to George. Sizing up the defense. Weighs his options. George, and he buries it on the step back. Jay, this move continues to evolve since the days of Allen Iverson.
It does so much, Ed. When you step back east or west while maintaining your dribble, look at all your options. Number one, a hezzy. You look at the rim. The defender jumps. You blow by him. Number two, maybe a crossover in the same direction you just came from to throw the defender off. Or number three, a raise into an easy jump shot. It's easy when you have this bag of tricks.
And when the game's on the line, that's arguably when it's most dangerous. Can't connect on the first free throw. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. It's LA Clippers ball. George to Ibaka. Oh, a lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Davis to Westbrook. Here comes the screen. Russell Westbrook matched up with Paul George. To James. Five to shoot for Los Angeles. James, it's George with the rebound. To Jackson. Dwight Howard able to recover with the block. Paul George. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Davis to Westbrook. Had a good look there, but it's no good. George to Reggie Jackson. George guarded by Howard. Count the basket at the rim.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
James to Westbrook. Fires the 3. Cleared by Ibaka. Paul George. And finally, play is stopped on the tie-up. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Jackson. Has a chance. Wide open look, won't go.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
Jackson with it. His guys leading by 14. And the slam.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
George, down low for Jackson. Reggie Jackson, tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
James to Anthony. James to Davis. Swings it. Paul George to Jackson. Reggie Jackson rocks the rim. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Here comes the screen. Anthony, deep right corner. To James. And the finish at the rim.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
To Reggie Jackson. George. Scores from the post.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Hey, watch this screen left.
Anthony to James. And stuffs it home. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Paul George to Marcus Morris. Los Angeles has the basketball. Anthony Davis against Paul George. Anthony Davis sends it away.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
That's out of bounds. Last touch by Lebron. So it'll stay with the LA Clippers. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Deep three at the buzzer. Good. A three at the buzzer. Everything going right so far as they've extended the lead. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports halftime report. The Clippers put together a nice half and were rewarded with a solid lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers have dug themselves a bit of a hole after 2 quarters. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. Bench points.
The Los Angeles Lakers had enough difficulty dealing with the opposing starters, let alone their bench players. They really need to adjust for the depth of this opposing team and figure out how to slow them down.
Player of the half.
Paul George did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here's our top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
It's James controlling the offense. To Davis. Westbrook. It's LeBron. And it's Zubats with the rebound. Gets to the basket and scores.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To James. Superman, Dwight Howard. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Nothing going here on that drive. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Can't connect from inside. James to Westbrook. Anthony Davis lets it go. No good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
LBJ has it to Westbrook. Marcus Morris rejects it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Slams it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
George to the basket, but it won't go. Serge Ibaka with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Davis, the pass taken away by the Clippers.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Here comes the screen. Reggie Jackson, guarded by Howard. To Ibaka. Able to convert inside.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
To James. Davis. To Westbrook. Nothing going here on that drive. It's Westbrook.
Won't go. Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
On the follow. Way to stay with it.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
To Marcus Morris. LeBron James sends it away.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Can't miss those. Davis. James to Howard. Short jumper off the mark. Jackson with it. The lead is 15. And there's the whistle. Neither player giving up an inch. We have a tie-up. Substitution being made in this one. Ibaka. And that's going to get out of bounds. Off a Laker. It'll stay Clipper basketball. Ibaka. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. To Ken Bazemore. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. They'll get it down to Davis. Shot from the lane won't go. George, guarded by Russell Westbrook. Add 2 points to the board.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Russ at the controls. To Howard. Deep 2 there, won't go. George to Marcus Morris. Ibaka, defended by Howard. To Paul George. Lets it fly from long range. It's good. And the foul. And he's going to the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
But did you see on that 3-point shot, did you see him slightly kick his legs out? By kicking his legs out, the defender runs into the legs. There's contact. That's how you get a 4-point play potentially.
Paul George with a chance at a 4-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Got it. Westbrook with the basketball. Down a bundle. Here comes the screen. Westbrook. The jumper's off the mark. Jackson with it. He'll run the offense. Paul George to Ibaka. The Clippers with 4 to shoot to Marcus Morris. Going to launch beyond the arc. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. To Westbrook. Gets it in the left corner. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Jackson with it. His guys holding the big lead. To George. To Jackson. George. Smothering D. Westbrook across the timeline. His guys down big. Cleared by Ibaka. To Paul George. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Paul George trying to cash in on the three-point play, shooting 66% in this contest. Free throw good to cap off the three-point play as they continue to open things up here in the third quarter. Into the front court comes Rondo. Looking to make something happen. Howard to Ken Bazemore. Anthony Davis lets it fly. Anthony Davis. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Jackson to Bledsoe. Ibaka to Reggie Jackson. LA with 4 to shoot. Jackson can't connect. It's no good. To Davis. Throws it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
To Marcus Morris. Won't go. To Davis. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Morris's shot won't go down.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Marcus Morris pins it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
To Jackson. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Marcus Morris at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 73%. Free throws good as they continue to widen their lead. Anthony. bothered by the defense as he drills it.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Bledsoe with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Marcus Morris. Fires the three. Anthony with the rebound. To Jordan. Short jumper misses. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Kennard to Marcus Morris. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Marcus Morris trying to cash in on a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. And the free throw is good. 3 points on that trip. To Anthony. Here comes the screen. Anthony. Shot clock. It's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. For 3. No good. That's great defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
To Marcus Morris. And the 2. Counted at the rim for DeAndre Jordan.
Come on, DJ. Give the people what they want. I want that for my screensaver.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Bledsoe. The pass taken away by the Lakers. James to Anthony. Here's a chance from long range. Creates the space to bury the 3 on the step back.
Crafty, Ed. I love the fact that he was able to have the awareness to get his feet behind the three-point line.
Luke Kennard, guarded by Carmelo Anthony. Bledsoe to Luke Kennard. To Bledsoe. Beyond the arc for 3. Luke Kennard bothered just enough on that one. Russell Westbrook rocking the rim. Deep 3 at the buzzer. Winslow matched up with Carmelo Anthony. 3 quarters down and a nice advantage right now for the Clippers. The Clippers with the basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And this one, Jay, not totally in the win column yet, but with a double-digit lead, you have to like their chances.
I love when I start seeing fans exit the arena so early in this game, and I hear people say, this one should be in the bag. Well, guess what? It's never a guarantee. You have to be careful not to slow down the pace of the game and take the air out of the basketball. You have to put your foot on the gas and try to win this game with a sense of urgency.
Bledsoe to Luke Kennard. Using the post to his advantage there, and the finish at the rim.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with the fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Bledsoe to Luke Kennard. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's what he does best. Kennard drills the 3.
I love watching these coaches' moments. The coach was literally saying, no, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. That's how you make coaches look like masterminds.
Davis. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Nothing going here on that drive. Anthony Davis with a piece. LeBron James with the rock.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Screen coming. Bledsoe to Luke Kennard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. From long range, 24-second violation. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Anthony. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
God, tough shot. Hand in his face, he makes them pay.
And Melo will be the first one to tell you this. He's not ready to be a role player just yet. He can still put up points in bunches. Didn't shoot the ball that well last year. Averaged around 16 a game. The lowest total of his 15-year career. Wow.
Screen coming. George. L.A. with 4 to shoot to George. Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free 2.
First one goes down. And he makes them both. LeBron with it up top. Down a bundle. Serge Ibaka snatching it out of the air.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Off the penetration, almost, but no good. Westbrook into the front court. He'll run the offense. Here comes the screen. Russell Westbrook, tough matchup against George. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. Cleared by Ibaka. Jackson with it. His guys holding the big lead. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is, though.
Me neither. George up against the 8-time All-Star. Serge Ibaka slams it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Paul George to Marcus Morris. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Here we go, my ball, my ball.
Nothing going here on that drive. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Changes coming from both sides right now. Bledsoe. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
There you go. I like seeing the scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Westbrook to Howard. And he'll head to the line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
And he connects on the first free throw. Two for two on that trip. Jackson with it. Looking to make something happen. Bledsoe to Reggie Jackson. To Bledsoe. Shot clock winding down. Short jumper won't go down.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Jackson. To Ibaka. Jackson. LeBron James swats it. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by LeBron James. New blood coming in for both sides. Jackson. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Russell Westbrook at the line for 2 shots, shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Oops, he missed the first one. Second one goes. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Clippers have the basketball. Surveys the floor. Reggie Jackson against the former MVP. And count the basket inside.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To Howard. Big finish at the rim.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Jackson with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. Bledsoe to Jackson. Screen coming to Reggie Jackson. Short jumper won't fall.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To Westbrook. To Anthony. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. It's Westbrook. Able to convert inside.
You know, Ed, people don't understand. Tough shots are practiced every single day. With all these different contraptions out there to contest your shot, guys shoot 500 made shots a day. This is the new norm.
To Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Ed and I want to go home too, but fouls like that only stop the clock for all of us.
Even to Zubats. A couple of free throws on the way. 71% for his career. First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2. Russell Westbrook with the rock. Defense making the ball handler work. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Jackson. And scores. Strong take.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Gets it at the top of the key. To Westbrook. Shot clock winding down. Davis. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. To Bledsoe. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
There you go. Finally. Shoot your shot.
Russ at the controls. Here comes the screen. Fine to shoot. Westbrook. Marcus Morris the rebound.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
From the painted area, won't go down. Westbrook into the front court. His guys down big. To James. Here comes the screen. It's Westbrook. Add 2 points to the board.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Bledsoe to Jackson. Gets a shot up off the mark.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
And he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. LeBron James. He's got 2 shots coming. He's struggled so far. Knocks down the first. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. It's LA Clippers ball. George to Bledsoe. Probing the defense to Paul George.
One of the best kept secrets in the game. Utilizing a head fake. Get the defender in the air. Crack into him. Don't give the refs any excuse not to call foul. I put that one on you. You went up a little bit lazy.
And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The results, he's going to the line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
And hits the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Reggie Jackson against Westbrook. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory as they win this one handily. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Hey, everyone. It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers got the win with a comfortable scoring margin. And some people may disagree, but I think their ball movement was the biggest key to their victory. Still, I think we'd all agree that they made the defense look slow and confused throughout this matchup. The Lakers didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
The Los Angeles Clippers were definitely the better team with regard to long-range shooting, and it turned out to be quite the advantage. Their three-pointers were unstoppable.
Player of the game.
Paul George read the defense perfectly, and his teammates reaped the benefits with easy baskets.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.